Hello, and welcome to Mass Insight's 12th Annual Advanced Placement Summer Institute and our first ever virtual session. I'm Sue Lucy, Mass Insight's President and CEO. Our mission is to provide leadership in closing achievement and opportunity gaps for underserved students to drive college and career success by focusing on systems transformation and student academic success. And our AP STEM and English program is a big part of that effort. I extend a particularly warm welcome and a thank you to those of you who participate in our program. We have partnered with Bridgewater State University for 8 years now in putting on this institute, and you will hear from BSU President Fred Clark shortly. I want to thank Fred and his team for their partnership and particularly for their support in pivoting to a virtual offering this year. I hope that we will be together in person on Bridgewater's beautiful campus next year. Although we will miss seeing you all in person, our AP team, led by Sally Guadagno and Wes Chin, with a strong supporting role by Michael Dinger, have organized a great virtual APSI program. I know you will be informed and inspired by the course content, the instructors, and the conversations with your colleagues in the classrooms. Make sure, too, to take part in some of the virtual gatherings that will be organized throughout the week so that you can socialize with one another. Finally, and most importantly, I want to say a profound thank you for all you do and for committing this week of your time to increasing your skills in AP, particularly during the challenging period we're all living through. Now more than ever, it's extraordinarily important to engage students in rigorous content in ways that help them find joy and thrive as learners as they prepare for successful futures. You are the champions who do that work. It is now my pleasure to introduce Fred Clark, President of Bridgewater State University, for some welcoming remarks. Following Fred, we are honored to have John King, President and CEO of the Education Trust and former U.S. Secretary of Education. John will also bring welcoming remarks. Thank you and have a wonderful week.
Hello everyone, this is Fred Clark, the President of Bridgewater State University. I want to just welcome you to the 2020 Summer Institute established by Mass Insight. The APSI BSU partnership goes back 5 years. I think this is the 8th year total for the APSI Institute, and we've been very, very happy to partner with Mass Insight for the past 5 years. I know that this particular Summer Institute is probably our most global, having 25 states and 9 nations and territories involved, and that we'll have at least 300 AP teachers and counting spending time learning at this year's virtual institute. I do want to thank Susan Lucy and her team, particularly John Schneider, for their collaboration and their partnership over the years. This is important work in support of academic rigor, in support of adaptability within academic rigor through advanced courses and course designs. This has been a very, very challenging time, as all of you know. And this is the time when we really have to buckle down and take care of business in terms of the preparation of students, particularly for college level work, so that they can succeed in a college environment and succeed at places like BSU. A college education, particularly in this part of the country, but really anywhere in the world, is essential. It remains essential financially, socially, in terms of quality of life, and it's indispensable for our nation, and we have to continue, for all nations, we have to continue to invest accordingly. Bridgewater State University is also the state of Massachusetts' largest teacher training college, and I want to thank all of our teachers for the work that you've been doing over the past few months, the work that you'll do over the summer and into the fall. These are, as I said, unprecedented times and uncertain circumstances, and the pressures to meet the needs of students and their families are unlike pressures we've ever seen, at least in our lifetimes. I want to thank you for all the work that you've been doing and will continue to do to offer the educations that you provide. Thank you very much for being a part of the Institute. I want to just again welcome you. Take care. and stay safe, everybody.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you did last spring to support students and families as the world turned upside down. Thank you for all that I know you will continue to do this coming school year, a year that is undoubtedly going to be unlike any that we've experienced. Our country is fighting two pandemics at the same time, the COVID-19 health crisis and the centuries-old pandemic wrought by structural racism. In the midst of challenges that can seem overwhelming, from rising coronavirus case numbers to police brutality to an education system that, let's face it, remains deeply unequal, know that what you do matters. I know just how much excellent teachers matter because of teachers like you who saved my life. Both my parents passed away when I was young. My mother when I was 8, my father when I was 12. I'm only alive today because of the amazing New York City public school teachers I had as a kid, who provided me with a rich, rigorous education and safe, welcoming classrooms. I think every day about my teacher in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, Mr. Osterweil, who created a classroom that was simultaneously nurturing, challenging, and engaging, where we read the New York Times every day, where we did productions of Alice in Wonderland and A Midsummer Night's Dream, and went to museums and the ballet. Indeed, I became a teacher so that I could try to do for other kids what Mr. Osterwell had done for me, what all of you strive to do for your students every day, to not just educate, but inspire. To be sure, what you do as teachers matters. In fact, it just might matter more now than ever before. We're facing a moment when our students of color and their families are finding themselves fighting a pandemic that disproportionately impacts their health and struggling through an economic downturn that disproportionately affects their financial well-being, all while striving to live fully and freely in a country that too often refuses to recognize their humanity. And even before this moment, children of color and children from low-income backgrounds were the least likely to receive an excellent education and opportunities to enroll and succeed in rigorous coursework, the kind of challenging hands-on learning that you are providing to your students through your advanced placement courses. Yet it is these same students who will become future leaders in their local communities and for our country. We cannot let this moment guide us to complacency. When we think about what gives us hope for the future and a better society, we must think about these students who will go on to lead us into a better tomorrow. But to get them there, we must ensure that they are properly supported and uplifted today. As educators and as advocates for our students this year, we will need to use every tool in our toolbox to help students succeed. Take time this week to gather as many tools as you can. Challenge yourself to think about your instruction in new ways. And toward that end, I want to encourage you to reflect on a few questions. For example, how will you create a classroom that makes all students, especially students of color, students from low-income backgrounds, English learners, and students with disabilities, feel like they belong and can succeed? How will you do this in person or online? How will you work to ensure that students who are historically underrepresented in rigorous and advanced classes get the chance to take AP courses? How will you maintain the level of rigor the AP curriculum demands while helping students fill any gaps resulting from months of unfinished learning last year? How will you make sure that your teaching and the instructional materials you use provide students with windows and mirrors, opportunities to both see themselves and their experiences reflected and to be exposed to new worlds beyond their own? How will you work to increase the diversity of the teachers who teach AP courses and who grade the AP exams? Who in your education community will you turn to when you need help or advice? I encourage you to lean on each other, to rely on the community of practice you are building here to inform and enrich your instruction and to serve your students even better. Thank you again for all the hard work this past school year and your dedication to the critically important work ahead in the coming school year. Although we face tremendous challenges, we have to remember to be grounded in hope. Thank you.